Are we live?
We're live.
Perfect.
We'll just start here. How's that? It's Jim Check. You're watching Kelowna Now. I'm here with Kayla Caruana, and we're going to talk Tesla lifestyle.
Yeah, thanks for having me back.
Yeah, with the Tesla experts. Well, Kayla's the biggest expert. 4 years driving.
Self-proclaimed.
Self-proclaimed expert. That's right. And Oilers Cup.
Yeah, go Oilers.
Oilers hat. We're all
Let's go.
Oilers. Yeah. So where do you want to start?
I'm thinking the practical
Sure.
ones. So what I made a list of today is just a few practical items that I got for the Model 3 that I think make my life a little bit easier. The first one was the screen protector. Very basic,
Yeah.
but I got mine off Amazon. Super
Yeah.
easy to get. And then I didn't notice this, but when you go into the center console, there's space in the top of the center console.
Yeah.
And you can actually get kind of a
Trays.
storage system. Yeah.
I
for
did that. I got the
sunglasses.
screen protector off. It's just like you put it on your phone. Mine, I
Yep.
put it on a big screen. And then there's tray organizers and floor mats, and you can
Yeah.
order them from a whole bunch. We'll put some links down below. We actually have a company out of Vancouver, two of them that actually have partnered with us, so we can share
cool.
some of those accessories
Oh,
with
that's
you.
great.
So
Yeah,
we'll put
those
links
are the
in the
practical
YouTube
ones.
video, so you can get all the practical stuff. Floor mats, you can buy them a lot cheaper than buying them direct from Tesla.
I got the
WeatherTech
WeatherTech ones that you can buy from Tesla, but you can get them aftermarket.
Yeah, and
too.
you can get a whole bunch of things, right? And then there's the cool stuff.
cool
Right.
stuff.
And that's the cool stuff that we're going to show you. And Jason's got a picture he's going to show you. And we'll start with one of the super cool things. And this is why a lot of, well, let's do the dog one first. There we go. I'm all mixed up now. This is a cool one because pet owners, lots of
Right.
people want to leave their animal in the car and then people are breaking their windows out and all that stuff. But Tesla has cabin protection, right? So you
Dog
can set
mode.
the mode.
Hmm.
Or as you would even
I
leave your-
call it grandma mode.
you leave your mother in the car and put it on. So you can actually set the temperature in the car, and it has cabin protection. And Elon Musk has said no pet or child has ever died in a Tesla because it has cabin overheat protection, right? So this
Which is
screen
great.
shows up when people are looking at the pet, and it says, "My owner will be back soon. Don't worry, the AC is on at 70 degrees," because the car is actually not running,
Right.
but the AC or the heater stays on.
Yeah,
right? Well,
and it is
either or,
quite
right?
clear. Like you
Yeah.
can definitely see it even through
Well, that's
the
the
back
full
window.
screen, right?
Yeah.
That's the full screen. So if somebody looks
Yeah.
inside and sees the animal, then they'll see that
Yeah.
first, right? So that's a cool thing, that cabin overheat protection. If we bring up the camping one, and the cool thing about that is super cool. You can also use a camping, like say you pull into a campsite, you can actually plug your car in.
And that's a
set
whole
the
tent.
temperature. And
A
it's
whole tent off the back side.
Yeah, and it's amazing, right? So,
Wow.
but then you're setting the temperature, whatever you want it at night, 21 degrees
Yep.
or whatever that is. And then starry roof.
Starry nights. Yeah.
Starry nights. You got the full roof,
Panorama view.
panorama
I
view,
like it.
and what's the other thing you can turn on?
Well, you can turn on the fireplace in the
Wow.
front in the front screen. So you get the ambiance. You also get the stars in the sky and the moon. So you're really setting the mood.
So you get a car and a trailer,
Exactly. All in one.
all in one,
All in
and
one.
and I find the AC or the HVAC or cooling and AC in the car one of the best things, right?
Me too.
Because you set your seat, you set your steering wheel, and I get up in the morning and I use that climate when I
Right when
2
you
or
get
3
up.
minutes before I go out there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it-
you can set it to also before you leave. You can set it like
Yeah,
in
you can
half an
time it,
hour or
right?
whatever the
Yeah.
case is. I use it also for defrosting. So if you have the car outside and you want to heat up the vehicle too, that works really well.
Yeah.
But for camping mode, they do lower I guess they give a little bit of airflow, so they lower the windows just a touch.
Oh
that
yeah, so you get some air
constant
going in and out.
airflow.
Nice.
Yeah,
So
so you don't get foggy windows, I guess.
yeah, there's
So-
a whole bunch of modes in the car. Like there's even a car wash mode. Like
Yeah.
when you go to a car wash mode, you put it in car wash mode, and then it'll fold all the mirrors in and all that kind of stuff.
screen
too, right?
cleaning mode, car wash mode,
There's-
dog mode, grandma mode. A lot of modes.
There's a lot of modes.
I did a little bit of research on the camping mode as well, and it only uses about 10 to 15% if you're not plugged in. But you were saying that you could just plug it in at a campsite.
Yeah, so if you're at a campsite that has hookups, then you can plug it in just like a trailer would plug
Then
in,
you don't have
and
to
then
worry
you're
about it.
actually adding to your battery as opposed to pulling from it. But you're saying if you're remote and you're up in the bush somewhere, and you don't have access, you're saying it takes about 10 to 15% of the battery life in 8 hours.
which is not so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's pretty sweet, right? So that even factors in if you get stuck on the connector or something, that's what you can expect to lose in battery life. Like the car's not just gonna like drain right out. On
Exactly.
You, right? So.
Yeah. And camping mode uses Sentry mode too. So I'm sure you could turn off the Sentry mode, which is the
camera's on all the time.
The security system.
I golfed this past weekend, and then you get back in the car and it said Sentry mode's been activated.
Oh.
And I watched what was going on, and it was a deer that walked by the front of the car and then walked past again. So the deer was like checking it out.
Caught in 4K, yeah.
That was pretty interesting. I should have pulled that off there.
So some other camping things. They have the Frunk cooler.
I think we got a picture of that too. There you go.
Yeah. So you could really, you've got your tent set up now. You've got, we'll get into the mattress part. You've got the Frunk cooler. And then they've also got the back cooler. We were just talking about the sub trunk. The sub trunk cooler. And that one can be hooked up to the electronics so you can actually set the temperature.
So I did watch a video of a guy that worked for Tesla. He was one of their managers at the production line. He lived in his Tesla for like Monday to Thursday because he lived 2 hours away, 2 hour commute back to the factory. So 4 hours of driving. So he just lived in his Tesla for Monday to Friday and drove home on the weekends.
I mean, if you can do it, you can do it.
And he said it was great.
I wonder how comfortable it would be.
Well, when we show this mattress.
Yeah. So this is a Kickstarter campaign, you said?
Yeah, and this is the luxury mattress for the Model 3 and the Model Y.
And so it does sit pretty flat. Like if I, because this looks a little bit elevated, but in the Model 3 for sure, it sits flat.
Fairly flat.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and you can stretch out. That looks pretty impressive. And again, you don't feel so claustrophobic because the roof panel is all glass, tall. Right? And it's all glass, right? So definitely it looks like you're looking at
tons of room. I feel like also, speaking of room, there's tons of space because in the Tesla there's no engine, there's no need for kind of like extras. So you've got so many storage places in the Tesla.
Flat floors too, no drive shaft hump or whatever. So you got all that stuff.
And even under the two seats, like the driver's seat and the passenger seat, there is a lot of room under there too. So there's so much space, and if you needed more, you could get the roof rack as well.
Yeah, like where I put I can't remember what they call it, like a Thule on the roof or something.
A storage container for the roof. But
I did watch another video of a guy is living in his car in Alaska, his Tesla. And which
model does he have?
He has the Model Y.
Oh, okay.
So the Model Y is you and I have the Model
range.
3, and the Model Y has a little more range. And a little more, what you call headspace, right?
Yeah, and he has no problem.
He's loving it. Right, he's a single guy though, right? And same as the other guy that was working for Tesla.
That's super interesting.
Yeah, so the weird thing about the guy that was working for Tesla, he was part of the layoffs. But he said, I love the car, so he said, now that I don't have a job, I'm going to live in it like permanently.
Permanently. I mean, I'm sure you'd save quite a bit of money, and you're not paying money for gas and things like that.
I'm not saying anybody should go and buy a Tesla and live in it, but I think great for camping because I've been talking to my daughter, and she's got the X, and she says she wants to go on a long road trip. And I mean, the X is even bigger, right? So you have a huge thing to camp in, right? Like I'd probably even do it, and I'm not a big camper.
Right. Yeah, I feel like the X would be the ideal, but you could definitely do it in all of the other models.
We've got that video of that mattress there too. I don't know if Jason can pull that up there.
And then you've got a few off-market. Oh, there we go.
So this is them just showing that mattress there.
Nice.
It's on Kickstarter right now.
We're promoting their campaign.
We obviously are, right? But it looks pretty intriguing, actually.
It does.
Right? Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, that's super interesting. And then you were saying about the Model X. So the doors automatically open with the key fob. I'm just trying to think of the other things that we were talking about for camping. But so the Model X, I think, would be the ideal.
Oh, it would be definitely the ideal, right? Because of the range, and then just because of it's bigger, like in the trunk space is huge.
And maybe then the Y. After that.
I think because the Y is like a smaller version of an X, right?
And you wouldn't have that extra trunk piece on the back,
right? So you could actually flip your hatch open,
exactly,
and then you would have like an amazing amount of
space.
Yeah, I think if I was to do it again I would probably buy the Y.
Me too.
Yeah, just because it's a little more room, right, and a little more range, and then just a little more flexibility.
Maybe they'll come out with.
Although I am tempted to the Model 3 Performance that's coming out, right? So that's supposedly it's got insane mode.
Yeah.
Who doesn't need insane mode?
Who doesn't these days, especially in Kelowna? The Cybertruck also has a tent as well, but we're not going to have the Cybertruck for a long time.
In Canada here,
But
yeah.
they do have a Tesla modeled and made tent for the Cybertruck as well that goes off of the back
Yeah.
and almost takes up the whole back of the cab as well.
There's lots of accessories out
Yeah.
there, like you say, you can buy them on Amazon. But there's 2 dealers in Vancouver that sell. There's a lot of Teslas in Vancouver, and I'm seeing a lot more here too.
Yeah.
Now, right? A lot more Teslas in town.
Yeah, they're really getting into.
Yeah.
I feel like, well, there's also a following for Teslas, and then you get all of the extra accessories. There's so many dog accessories and camping accessories, and
Are you still doing the FSD?
yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
It took me a second to figure out how to subscribe to it because you can't. I guess you can't. You have to go online and put in all the information. So it took me a minute to figure it out. But yeah, I'm liking it still.
Yeah, I'm using it every day.
I'm not using it as a tent yet. Can't say that I've done that, but maybe this summer. Who knows?
It's pretty sweet. I did watch a piece this morning from Jim Farley with Ford.
Mhm.
He was praising Elon Musk, and I think like I don't know if you and I were talking about, but I think Ford and Tesla will do another deal. They've done the supercharger deal.
Oh,
I
okay.
think they might license FSD at some point too. Right?
That is
I think
super
Those two
interesting.
get along really well. They text each other back and forth. So
I mean, good
I
on
think there
him
might be something,
because
you know what I mean? Because if you could put Tesla technology inside some of those Fords, because Ford's got some really nice looking vehicles, right? People
Yeah,
love that Mustang,
like the
and
Bronco.
the Heritage, and all that kind of stuff, right? So
yeah, that would be really interesting.
full
Yeah.
self-drive is supposedly the big date is August 8th.
Yay.
It's supposed to unveil the robo-taxi.
Crazy.
And
Yeah.
we're both. I'm wearing Oilers hat. You're drinking out of Oilers cup. What's the predictions? They start June 8th in Florida.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough test for them.
It's going to be a tough time. Well, we'll see. We'll see what
Any
happens.
predictions?
I
Oilers in.
don't know. It's hard to tell.
I say it goes to Game 7.
You think?
I think it goes to Game 7.
Okay, I'll take that bet.
Yeah, goes to Game 7. Oilers win in Game 7.
No,
Overtime.
they'll go to Game
Draisaitl scores in overtime.
There you go. Okay, that's your prediction. Got it. 2-1. Let's hope.
Yeah, Skinner's been playing well, but they've got a really good goalie too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So-
awesome. Well, I mean, I don't know. Do you know if any of the NHL players drive Teslas? Do you know that?
There's a
should be a
lot of
stat
them
we should
driving.
look
A
up.
lot of movie stars or celebrities and basketball players are driving Cybertrucks.
Huh.
Somehow
Because they
I
get
keep
access
getting
to it?
bumped, right? I keep getting bumped.
You're not up on the list?
Yeah, I
What do
know.
you
Like
mean?
if you look at the NBA when they walk on, they're usually rolling up with Teslas and stuff. I think.
I'll call Elon after this
Yeah,
and
you call
I'll
him.
ask him. Yeah.
The next show, we're going to bring on some new Tesla. Kayla and I are going to talk to some people that haven't driven a Tesla before. We've got our news director that actually went on a honeymoon with. He drove it for a couple of weeks, so we're going to get his thoughts on it, right?
Yeah, first time users.
Yeah, and then we got another guy on the 10th floor that wants to talk Tesla too, so we'll bring him in as well, Patrick.
We're gonna make a club maybe. We'll
There we
see.
go, make a club. Anyway, any Tesla thoughts, comments, anything? Any of you drive another EV? Reach
Yeah,
out.
let us know.
Yeah. And that's it for today, though.
Okay, great. Awesome. Thanks for having me.
And thanks for watching Kelowna Now.
Take care.